Welcome to Mindfulness Mondays, everyone. My name's Danielle Paulo, and thank you for joining us today. If you are new to Mindfulness Mondays, welcome. If you're a returning participant, welcome back. Everyone will be muted during the duration of today's session. Feel free to use the chat to let us know where you're watching from or just to submit any comments or questions you might have for our speaker. We invite you to join us on camera if you feel comfortable to do so, and we'll get started. Join our other PD Health at Home programs, Wellness Wednesdays, Fitness Fridays, and expert briefings. We also have a Spanish language series, Y Salud en Casa. You can learn more about all of our upcoming virtual programs and register for them at parkinson.org/pdhealth. Our Wellness Wednesday program this week is called Taking Charge: Strategies for Meaningful Healthcare Visits. So if you're interested in that topic or for anything else on the list here, just visit parkinson.org/pdhealth. PD Health at Home is presented by the Light of Day Foundation, whose generosity has made this programming possible. And without further ado, I am very excited to welcome back Dr. Danielle Carns. Dr. Carns will be leading today's Mindfulness Monday session. So Dr. Carns, thank you so much for being here today.
Always happy to step in and do the Mindful Mondays. It's nice to see some familiar faces from prior Mindful Mondays, so welcome back, everyone. I'm going to take a moment while people are still joining to get the screen share up. All right. So today's Mindful Monday, I'm going to start by talking about some ways that we can ensure that, Parkinson's symptoms do not contribute to an unsupported practice. So how can we be supportive and have a frustration-free practice? Excuse me. So we know living with Parkinson's disease can introduce specific physical challenges, specifically in considering meditation. Things like tremors, rigidity, fluctuating symptoms can all really make this seem like a daunting task. This introduction is designed to help you prepare your body, free your mind of stressors, and make sure that you have a comforting environment so that you can practice today effectively. The first thing that I would like for everyone to do is to consider prioritizing support over posture. Throw away the traditional rule of sitting perfectly upright on a cushion or in whatever seat that you're in. If today your fatigue is high, you're feeling stiff, perhaps move to a fully supported position lying down. You could even sit in a recliner. The first few minutes of practice, I want you to really sort out how you want to sit in your space, embracing a sense of comfort. The next thing that I want to bring up is accommodation and acceptance of tremors, if that's something that you're struggling with. Tremors can be a natural expression of a nervous system and can intensify when you consciously try to relax or stay still. Sometimes that nervousness or anxiousness about whether or not you're able to do those things can impact motor symptoms significantly. I'll invite you to not fight them. If a tremor starts during our practice today, simply acknowledge it as movement without judgment. Allow it to happen. If this does come up for you, know that this does not mean that you are meditating incorrectly. You're doing exactly what you need to do in that moment. Throughout today's practice, we will also be engaging in some breath work. We know that Parkinson's symptoms can also affect chest expansion and breath control, making rigid counting feel stressful. While I will be engaging in a 4-2-6 breathing pattern, completely ignore the numbers if it doesn't sit well with you. If it causes distraction, Simply focus on breathing at your pace. Try making your exhales slightly longer than your inhales. But again, remember, this is your practice. Move at whatever pace feels natural to your lungs. The final part of this introduction is to ensure that you all are aware that the goal is for comfort, not stillness. If you need to swallow, shift your weight, or change positions at any point during the 15 minutes, I ask that you do so mindfully. True mindfulness is adapting to your body's changing needs, whatever needs come up in the present moment. The final thing that I'll ask is that you enjoy your practice and don't force anything. As you're getting settled into your seat with those tenets in mind, I want you to start feeling the support on your back, the weight of your body, however you're seated. Begin to notice any tension and embrace those movements that allow you to have a comfortable position. If there are props that you need to fully embrace this, please take the time to get what you need. This is your practice. I want you to begin by letting your eyes close fully. If that's not in your practice today, then keep a very soft downward gaze or focus on the calm scene on the computer screen. Continue to settle into your space. I'd like for you to take a deep breath in through your nose and let out a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Notice how that feels. Today we will be focusing on our breath and embracing a sense of comfort to combat symptoms of health-related anxiety. For some of you, this might be related to on or off times and associated challenges. Perhaps it involves treatment interventions, concerns of what the future might hold, or perhaps how you will get through a luncheon planned with old friends later this week. Health-related anxiety is an exhausting experience that we know can worsen motor and non-motor symptoms. This practice will allow you to establish your own safe space so that your mind can relax. Right now, remind yourself, in this exact room, in this exact moment, I am safe. Let your muscles recognize that support. Recognize the safety in your current environment. You do not need to scan, check, or fix anything right now. You are allowed to rest. When health anxiety begins to take over, the mind naturally wants to hyperfocus on every physical sensation, looking for danger. Today, we are going to gently shift how we view those sensations. Continue to focus on your breath and the calmness in your environment. If you start to notice a physical sensation, a heartbeat, a tight muscle, a subtle movement, instead of analyzing it, simply label it. Mentally say to yourself, sensation or tightness, however you would describe that sensation. Sit with this for a moment. As sensations come into your awareness, remind yourself that a sensation is just that, a sensation. It is not a diagnosis. Now imagine your breath moving like a cool, soothing wave directly over the area where you're noticing a particular sensation. Acknowledge it as you inhale, and as you exhale, let go of the need to find an answer. Let the sensation just exist without trying to solve it. Continue working through this for several more rounds of breath. As you wrap up that round of breath, I want you to just listen to the sound of my voice. Anxiety is something that lives in the future. It paints a picture of what if scenarios. To break that loop, we must anchor ourselves firmly in the now, in what is actually occurring. Begin to bring your attention to your physical points of contact. Feel the solid weight of your heels on the floor. Feel the support of the chair or bed beneath your back. Begin to silently repeat the next few anchoring phrases silently to yourself. Right now, my body is breathing itself. Right now, I am sitting in a quiet space. Right now, the worst case scenario is only a thought, not a reality. Continue silently repeating those anchoring phrases to yourself over the next several rounds of breath. Every time your mind tries to pull you into future worry, gently and firmly pull it back to the physical feeling of where your body is in the current space. Acknowledge the feeling of your feet on the ground or the support that your back is currently receiving. Reminding yourself you only have to handle this exact second. With the next inhale, I'd like for you to place one or both hands against your chest, if that is comforting for you. Feel the rise and fall of your heartbeat. You could also hold on to your wrist to feel the sensation as well. We are going to purposefully slow down the breath to signal to your brain that the emergency is over. Reminding yourself that if in today's practice the counting of the upcoming breath work is not in your practice today, that's all right. Breathe at your own pace. Introducing the counting, I'd like for you to inhale deeply for a count of 4, hold for 2, and begin to exhale slowly for a count of 6. You will walk through this for several rounds of breath. Begin to inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice how that feels. 2 more times. We will begin inhaling in a moment. Prepare yourself for removing any stale air from your body. Now begin to inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll directly move into another round of breath work. Inhaling for 2, 3, 4. Holding for 2. Exhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue to work through that count for another round of breath or 2 at your own pace. Acknowledge any sensations in your body. Remembering, inhaling for 4, holding for 2, exhaling for 6. Feel your heart rate naturally respond to the slower rhythm. Your body knows how to find its balance. Trust the wisdom of your body to regulate itself without force. Continue breathing. Remember, if sensations begin to come up anywhere in your body, simply acknowledge them and let them go. Slowly begin to expand your awareness outside of your body, your breath, and the sensations that we've been focusing on today. Listen to the farthest sound that you can hear in your environment. Begin to notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Gently begin to invite small movements back into your body, perhaps gently moving your shoulders backward, shifting in your seat, maybe releasing any tension you held during this practice. Perhaps you begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Do whatever feels right in this moment. And invite you all to take one final deep breath, as deep as you can, and let it out with a soft sigh. When you open your eyes, begin to look around the room. Notice any objects. Remind yourself that you are back in the present, safe and grounded. Once everyone is back in the space, I offer, if there was a particular part of the practice that you enjoyed today, feedback is always great. If there's something you did not enjoy or something that was particularly challenging, please let us know in the chat and we can talk about that. All right. Can't stop yawning. Okay. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. You got the Walter got stress relief. I'm glad everyone is finding this relaxing. Your cat sat on you. Okay, well, they were relaxed as well, it sounds like. That's a good way to redirect your attention as well, having an animal join you in your mindfulness practice. For those of you feeling sleepy, those of you who got a power nap, fantastic. Try to get some, blood flowing, moving your muscles, and then move through the rest of your day wherever you are. I know there's a lot of different time zones here. Wherever you're at in your day, move forward with a, fresh perspective and a little bit of renewed energy. And just know that, when you're having challenging days, it can be really important to regulate your nervous system. So, going to YouTube, going to the Parkinson's Foundation, finding different meditations that work for you. Some voices of people and practices don't resonate with everyone. So find one that really resonates with you and engage in that practice. Remind yourself of that control that you have. And that can really help, again, like I said, to regulate those motor symptoms and non-motor symptoms, and give you that sense of control that living with a chronic neurological condition can really take away sometimes. Couple of questions here. How many times should the breathing pattern be repeated? So honestly, in terms of the breathing pattern, it really depends on the person. I tell everyone, if you are tracking your heart rate, just until you feel relaxed and comfortable. For some people, that might be 10 rounds of breath. For other people, 10 rounds of breath might make them feel a little lightheaded. So don't do it that often, but just, keep practicing and find what works for you. So remember, it's your practice. So just, test it out and see what works best for you. But I would say, to start, maybe start with 5, check in and see how you feel. And if you're not feeling as relaxed as you'd like, try it another 5 times. Okay. The breathing always centers and calms you. Good. Excellent. All right. Vicky, Mindfulness Monday set the tone for your week. Great. I think that's a great way to start the week. So I'm glad you were able to join us today. All right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Carns. Thank you everyone here for joining us today. This was recorded. I know someone had mentioned that, was asking that in the chat. So this was recorded. You will get a copy of it in the follow-up email. Our next oh gosh, our next session will be on June 29th. So next week will be our Spanish program. So we won't have one next week. But again, this was recorded. All of our programs for Mindfulness Mondays are recorded. So feel free to check our YouTube channel during that break. And then we'll catch you maybe this Wednesday if you're joining us for that program. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. So thank you so much for joining us and take care.